It is your boy Black Ronin, but back on at it again with another banger and fire video for y'all's out here today. There, y'all. Welcome on back to the channel. But guys, I gotta talk about today tofu and why it should be on every single American's food list. Like, this should be your main source of food in this economy right now. Why do I say that? Now, a lot of people are gonna be like, tofu. One or two things are gonna happen. Most Americans don't even know what the heck tofu is, but you can find it at your local grocery store. It's probably gonna be sitting there because most people rarely buy it, except for vegans and vegetarians. So yeah, it's not really something that's gonna be eaten too often by Americans, but I think it should be on your main source of food. And why do I say that? See, guys, like I was saying earlier, you're gonna have a lot of people that don't know what this food is, and then you're gonna have people that have tried it and they're like, oh, it tastes like nothing, I don't like the taste of it. That's because you don't know how to cook it. And once you learn how to cook tofu, it's very hard to really put this food over a lot of different other foods. Now, is it gonna taste as good as just a really good burger or some ribs? Like, I mean, don't get wrong, you can make it taste amazing, but is it gonna come up to par like that? No, but it's a good money saver. Like, guys, you can get a block of tofu for like $2 and something, and there's so many ways that you can cook tofu. I'll throw some of my meals I'll be making on the screen. I mainly put a lot of tofu into my pasta to make it last longer. That way I get the extra protein, and I feel more fuller. But one thing I love the most about tofu, I actually get energized from it. I can't speak for everybody, but for myself, I get energized because I used to work in a warehouse, and working in a warehouse, I had to find something that's gonna give me high protein, but on the affordable side. And you can get that with tofu. Now, there is mixed opinions and mixed information on tofu, whether it's good for you, not good for you. Me personally, I haven't had any issues. I've been eating tofu for, I would say, like a year now, and never had no issues. It's been pretty dang on great for me. It's been keeping my weight down pretty low. I'm still able to build muscle. Nothing crazy, but I'm still able to function. But yeah, tofu is not a bad option at all. It's very, very cheap, super affordable. And if you got a family and you're cooking with a lot of pasta, and maybe you don't want to blow so much money on ground beef, you can get some tofu and chop it into, like, what, guys, 1/5 of a slice is like I believe like 7 grams of protein, and then it's packed of calcium. Got a bunch of calcium in there. And like, it's some healthy stuff. Basically what it is, guys, it is soybeans. Now, there's a lot of mixed opinions on soy, whether you should be eating it or not, but I personally think that soy, it's not a bad option. Listen, guys, it comes from earth. It's natural. Now, it's not to say everything that's natural come from the earth is good, but listen, hey, when I'm looking at the Asians and whenever they're eating, and listen, they're not obese like we are here in America. And then plus with tofu, it doesn't have much ingredients in there. Like, it's for the most part, it's one of the few foods that you can get here in America, like raw tofu, that's actually not really like contaminated with a whole bunch of chemicals and food dyes and hormone injections and all that stuff, compared to a lot of meats that we get. We got a lot of low quality meats that you get, even some of them containing heavy metals and all that stuff mixed in. So I can go on for days in terms of that. I'm not here to say to be anti-meat and everything. A fine balance of everything is a solid diet, but you can get away with eating a lot of tofu and then eating a burger or something on the weekend. But for most of the week, to save money, this should be on your everyday list. Tofu, $2 and something, and it lasts a long time. And all you have to do is just drain it, drain it by hand, and then you can cook it however you want. You can make ground tofu, which is really good. And I mean, there's just so many ways you can make it. You know, you can bake it, and I mean, man, like the possibilities is endless. And in terms of seasoning the tofu is the most important thing. If you don't know how to season the tofu, then yeah, I ain't gonna lie, you not gonna like tofu. But the key thing is to drain it with your hands. Don't just take it and start cooking with it. Nah, you gotta drain it, you know. So drain it first. After you drain it, go ahead and season it. I like to use pink salt, garlic salt, or you can use garlic powder, and then mix it with some Slap Your Mama Cajun seasoning. Yep, you heard that right. I'm gonna repeat that again. Slap Your Mama Cajun seasoning. Look it up. If you're from the South, you already know what it is. But for some people around the US, you have no clue what that is. You like, is that really a thing? Yes, it's a thing. Look it up. It's some good stuff. If you mix it up with that, man, you can hook up some good tofu, y'all. I'm telling y'all. Like, you just gotta know how to cook it. But y'all, you can save a lot of money with this food. And I know a lot of Americans, they looking for ways to save money and not having to blow so much money on, you know, a lot of meats, because I used to buy a bunch of meats all the time, but I don't even really eat meat like that, you know, unless it's on the weekend. You know, yeah, I go grab a burger or something, but I don't really eat too much meat. And look at me, guys, like I can still put on muscle and still maintain my size. You know, I will say this, you know, like there are times where I'm lifting and, you know, going through my workouts where I don't feel as strong. But again, you know, there are factors to that. I'm still working on my sleep. You know, I don't get really the best sleep like I need to. But, you know, if I get my, like, basically if I improve my sleep, things will get a lot better in terms of working out, you know, not feeling fatigued so fast. But I still push on through it, but I can still keep my size on me without a problem. And I can still stay lean, cut, and still do what I need to do. So tofu is a really good option. And if you know how to make it, listen, your kids will love it. They probably won't even know the difference if you make the burgers and stuff. You can make tofu burgers. I mean, I made it all, guys. You can get so creative with tofu, and you can make it stretch. You can make it last. And I think it's a solid option, and it needs to be on every American's plate. And listen, do your own research, but I personally, this is my experience. I feel healthier. I feel better. Before y'all jump up here and say, oh, it's unhealthy, it's going to give you man boobs. Do I have man boobs, guys? Do your boy have it? No. So that's a big myth. There's a lot of myths surrounding soy. It just, in America, soy gets a bad rap because, you know, we put in a lot of our foods, but we mix with a lot of garbage ingredients. And I guess there is a effect that, like, there's a cause and effect. You know, you're mixing all these ingredients, and then it's messing up the soy, and then the soy has a reaction, and yeah, you know, it just becomes into something super unhealthy. But again, we just got a lot of garbage ingredients and poor processing with our foods here in America. So it's nice to know that something like tofu, raw tofu, is one of few foods that we get is actually like very, very few ingredients. You know, it's just tofu, soybean, like that's it. You know, a little bit of water. You know, like it's very, very simple. Not a bunch of ingredients. So anybody tell you it's bad, go ahead and look at a lot of the meats over there. Because I'm gonna tell you one thing, guys. With a lot of meats I used to get, especially like in a package, I used to remember getting like those like prepackaged chicken patties. They do not taste the same anymore. Like, they taste very lower quality now than ever. Back in the day, growing up as a teenager, even younger, they used to taste good. Like, the quality was better. But now, bro, the quality is so poor. I don't know what's going on, but the quality is terrible. But yeah, guys, you know, I just want to throw that out there to all the Americans out there. Let me know what you guys think of tofu. Have you tried it? Would you make it as your main dish? Like would you make it as your main dish for your entire family? Mothers, you know, hey, have you cooked with it before? But like I said, it's just, you got to work with it. You know, the texture too, that's another thing I got to mention before I wrap this up. The texture, depending on how you make it, it can be pretty crunchy, or it can be like really soft and, you know, not have as much flavor. But you just got to know how to season it, and you just got to play with it. It's a food, you got to play with it in terms of cooking it. Oh, and another thing too, you can eat tofu raw. So if you want to throw it into your salad and get that protein real quick, you don't feel like cooking, you can eat tofu raw as well. So you don't even have to cook it. But that's all I gotta say. It is your boy Black Ronin. Let me know what you guys think. Y'all take it easy.